Today, another guinea pig bedding drop off. Of course, we don't have a new bed to put this in, so I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it. I guess we can put it around that lila avocado from raised bed number 1. Not perfect, but the kids, when they water their guinea pig, sometimes they don't close the water bottle tight enough and it drips down there and it makes it super wet and heavy. So sometimes we have to empty the bedding out a little bit sooner than expected, but that's fine. It's all going to be some kind of plant food. Basically full sun here, 88, 90 degrees so far. Mosquitoes are still out in the full sun, which this is a little bit different, I guess, than normal. You know, mornings and after sundown or in the shade, we'll usually get ate up with mosquitoes, but this blistering sun, they're still out here. They're out here in the sun, which is just so different. To another garden vlog. Let's just see how many of the roses we've definitely lost in that drought period. There's one right there, one in that blue bucket, one there. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. That one still got green on it. 7, 8, and those 2 there still have some green on it. 9. I also took this $70 lychee. People always say these are hard to get to survive here because they're not cold hardy, but I guess they're not drought hardy. Yeah, banana passion flower in wetland zone 1. Those 2 American persimmons, and obviously some random perennial flowers and stuff like that as well. A handful of blueberries that were in pots or in the ground. So altogether, that's easily $500 worth of losses. And that's also why we've been looking so hard at these 3 avocados we got in the ground in these beds, because one of them is over $100. 2 of them are in that like 40 to 60 range. So basically $200 more worth of losses that we could have had. Pomegranates we stuck in the ground that had such trouble getting used to the dryness despite watering it every day. It somehow pulled through, but that would have been another $30 loss. Our Dunkin' grapefruit that's back here way in the back that just struggled so bad, and it is still struggling. We also have like our highest pineapple guavas that are planted higher than the other ones that probably don't have that access in their roots to tap into the water in the lower areas that could still potentially pass away. You know, they could die. So these guys look pretty pitiful here. I guess they're still alive, but even with the threat of rain and thunderstorms every day, which a lot of times it's a promise of it and it never happens, it sure looks like potential rain. There's some clouds there, but not a single drop in days. So we're kind of supplementally watering the ground here a little bit with this water hose. Mosquitoes, again, are just so bad out here that I can't stop. I'll think about, well, there's something I can look at or video. Can I stop and get to it? Nope. Mosquitoes swarm me. There's something there. There's something here. So it kind of sucks. Well, I just went inside for 5 or 10 minutes, come back, and it's rained and it's already stopped. Look at the water on the plants. So I want to kind of briefly talk about figs. This is my Celeste, and I think I'm really going to need to prune it down this season, you know, because we didn't really have access to all the figs this year. Sometimes the weather's bad, mosquitoes are bad, time issues, trying to reach up there 10 or 12 foot high. You know, we need to prune it down majorly. Those Celeste and brown turkey are 2 of the main southern figs, with a few that pop up intermittently, like here and there and everywhere, as number 3. Celeste is considered the better of the 2. Maybe smaller, just better tasting, maybe softer skinned. Hey, there's a guy in North Carolina that's like really into figs. He's got like 50 plus different varieties, and he made like a top 10 list. And Celeste was surprisingly on it, mainly because it's the earliest ripening fig. So this is your sugar fig, I guess. I don't know if sugar and honey figs are the same or if they're slightly different. But this is your sugar fig. This is your early season one. And brown turkey isn't anywhere on that list, although I think Smith is, which is like somewhere in that lineage. And then there's like one in the like Black Mission lineage as well. So you sometimes see Black Mission sold here. Sometimes you see Olympian sold here. Green Ashia, I don't know. Sometimes you see Cadota or Cadata. Sometimes you may see Brunswick or Magnolia. But Ronde de Bourdeux, if I'm pronouncing that right, is one that's been on my radar for a year or two. And it's supposed to be common. But here in Florida, it's not common. I've never seen it in any of the nurseries or garden centers. And it's pretty expensive when you find it as a live plant. But it may be the one fig that I will go maybe next season and purchase for the full online price. My Olympian here is low to the ground. It's kind of bushy and spreading versus upright. But it is growing a little bit. Ronde de Bourdeux, when you read about it, it seems like it's iffy for the south or southeast. You know, a lot of people say it may not be the best for humidity or rains or something. Maybe the temperature, you know, maybe our late spring freezes, or I don't know exactly what it is. I'll have to do more research on it. But then again, this guy in North Carolina, which would be a similar climate, just colder in the winter, says it's like his number 2 fig. He also talks about the Madeira figs, which he said they're even kind of harder to get to thrive. You know, they're temperamental. But he says, you know, like the black Madeira and white Madeira are in that top 10 range of what maybe you should get. So it'll be interesting moving forward. And there are like Smith and several other ones that not only he recommends, but I've just did my own research a little bit that I have on my list, that Fruit Winds nursery or whatever carries occasionally, you know, as cuttings, as live rooted plugs and stuff like that as well. So I'm definitely going to keep, you know, about 8, 10, 12 on my radar to potentially plant. And in the right circumstances, you know, we could potentially have figs between June and maybe September. You know, so an extended season with a big variety of different flavors. Thinking about the Barnasati, Brigiato Nero fig, the Coldadam Mutantes Black Cherry, Sequoia figs, Martinetza Ramada fig, very ornamental, Negra de Agde fig is also recommended. And then there's the Ronde fig, which some people recommend. So those are all on my radar. And check it out, another 15 minutes or so since I was outside last, and it is raining again. The internet's down. We've had power surges. I guess I did not need to water those pineapple guavas after all, but we always have this threat of rain, and so many times we don't get it. This should water everything really nicely here. This sucks about the mosquitoes. Every time it rains like this, there's probably another 1 million mosquitoes born in 24, 48 hours. So yeah, I think we're gonna focus a big effort in the fall, winter, spring, into 2025, getting some of those figs that might be better tasting and might spread the season out further. So while we have taken a big break from the pawpaws, not 100%, but very close to it, I do hope that in the future we're able to breed pawpaws, get more seedlings, get that bloodlines, the genetics, the DNA of what is successful here, and amplify that with seedlings that produce in this area. And then maybe in 1 generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, whatever, we'll have something that will flower and fruit more consistently. All right, guys, I think that's it for this video. Take care.